Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Alex Woung here, and welcome back to another video. Today, I'm going over how to get more clients by using cold email outreach to not miss out on any potential revenue that you could be bringing in to your business or for your clients. Now, without further ado, let's just get right into it. So in today's video, as I mentioned, I'll be teaching everyone who wants to get into cold email but doesn't know how all of the steps to get set up, right? So my hopes is that if you do not know too much about cold emailing, to end today's video, you will have all the basic understandings. So this is just going to be very broad, like a setup portion of it. So there's a lot more that goes into it. I'm going to be uploading some more videos down the line. But today we are going to cover cold email infrastructure. We're going to be covering buying your domains, why you need to get subdomains, how we're going to set up your domains. We're going to buy and set up an email account and upload them into SmartLead. And I'm going to talk a little bit about the 14-day email warm-up process. So this is going to be a little bit longer video, but I'm going to see how fast we could get through it in respect of your time, but we're not skipping out on anything, so let's just get into it. Now in the document as well, I do have an entire video going over my process. This is like an hour or so long, so you can check that out. Documents down below in the description. All right, cold email infrastructure. So what exactly is an infrastructure? Well, think of it kind of like a company, right? You have two different ones. You have public infrastructure email sending providers, or you have private infrastructure email sending providers, right? So your publics are, companies, like Google, Facebook, like those type of things. Now, private infrastructures are, the companies that aren't listed on the stock market. Companies like Mailscale and Superwave, right? They have one owner, they're a small business. So the public infrastructures are public large companies you most likely know. They work by providing business emails, but not specifically for cold email methods, right? Obviously, Microsoft and Google have their business email accounts, but it's not like buy this for cold email, right? Now, for private infrastructures, they are the private smaller companies. They work by providing emails and set up for the purpose of cold outreach. So they are specifically for cold outreach, okay? So let's understand the difference between the two and which one is better. Public infrastructure. The pros are they're always on and super reliable, right? The servers won't ever crash. They won't go offline randomly. And they do have the best deliverability, right? Google to Google, Outlook to Outlook. It just makes sense, right? You're buying it yourself, setting it up yourself, so your IPs and everything are 100% intact. Nothing shady going on, right? And you could also diversify your emails between different providers, like, maybe have a couple on Google, maybe have a couple on Outlook, however you like to go. Personally, we take the Outlook approach, right? I just found they're easy to work with. Now, the cons to public infrastructures, they're going to be more expensive. They take substantially longer to set up, and they are against cold emailing, right? Look at Zoho. That didn't last very long. You try to do cold emailing with them, you're going to get booted out pretty quick. Now, private infrastructures, right, they're cheaper. They take substantially less amount of time to set up. And they are built for you to do cold email with, right? Now, the cons is they're not reliable, right? They could just turn off any moment. Like, in a snap of your finger, somebody could shut off your whole business if you run exclusively on private infrastructure. Now, their servers could crash or stop working. And they do have worse deliverability since you're dealing with technically like a third-party reseller, right? So how it works is Outlook, right? They sell Google accounts for, Outlook accounts for $7.20 a month, right? On the basic plan. Now, let's say you come to a different provider, right? Like Mailscale. They sell accounts for a lot cheaper. And pretty much they set up everything for you, but the thing is, they're going through a third party, right? So that's when I'm coming back to the IP, as I said before. There's like another miscellaneous IP in the mix, and it's kind of sketchy, but it's not immediately alarming, but it is kind of sketchy, right? So, what should you use? Well, as things change in the cold email world, going towards using a public infrastructure tends to be the safer and better route as of now, right? Private infrastructure used to be pretty good in the past, but I know there's a lot of scams and things just simply not panning out right with them. So I like to be the better be safe than sorry type of business, right? I don't want to cut or cheat ways, so I rather just do it the correct way, set it up the right way, and just be able to have that peace of mind, right? So even though it's more expensive and takes longer to set up, I believe that it is safer to have that security and better deliverability. Now, remember, they are literally just a company who could shut off your agency at any time with private infrastructure. Since these private email sending providers are not large corporations, they're small companies at any point. They literally could just go bankrupt, just stop working, crash, just disappear, or anything related like that. And for me personally, it's not the risk. So that's why for ourselves and for all of our clients, we use public infrastructure. Next is buying the domain. So this is where we're going to get into a pretty lengthy process. So why do you need subdomains? So this is the email account infrastructure, right? So you have your primary domain, right? Agency.com, right? dulcemedia.com, amazon.com, google.com. And then you could forward a bunch of subdomains, as it's called, to your main domain. Now, this is just a graphic that I show all my clients and use for demonstration purposes. Now, this is only 5 subdomains, but you can just imagine 25 because we start all of our accounts with 25 domains and 50 email addresses. So this has just 5 subdomains in the picture, but a subdomain pretty much is theoretically not related to your main domain, right? So when you're sending cold emails off of your main domain, right? Let's say you're just blasting it like crazy, and Outlook and Google think, hey, you're being really spammy, so they're gonna make sure your emails don't hit the inbox. And then at that point, they could take that domain and blacklist it, right? So this pretty much means that your domain is screwed up. Now, if you try to send off like any email to another business, it's gonna go to spam, and that's not gonna look good at all. So that's why we set up subdomains. So theoretically speaking, right? Let's say this account right here gets burned. Any one of these email accounts, and that domain gets burned, then it doesn't affect your main domain, right? Because there's no correlation, theoretically speaking, between the two. Yes, you have like obviously very similar names, and it forwards to yours. But like think of it like I bought a subdomain for Amazon, like hey, go Amazon.com, right? And I just started frying their domains. It'd be very crazy if it actually hurt their real one. So that is not the case here. So we set up subdomains. We put words before or after, and always just make it related to the main one, like theagency.com, useagency.com, tryagency.com, growagency.com, goagency.com. And then for each one of these domains, right, we set up 2 email accounts per domain. So you can see the agency.com, we have Rob at theagency.com. We got Dave at theagency.com. Then here we have Rob at useagency.com, Dave at useagency.com, and so on. So when you send out cold emails, you could be marked as spam by the email provider or others, since they technically don't want you to do cold email. And since your email is connected to your domain, you can damage your domain's reputation, as I mentioned before. We take a lot of precautions to ensure that we prevent this. I have another video on my channel going over how to optimize your emails for the best deliverability, and it's even attached in this document below as well, so you're going to have access to that. But today, I'm only going to go over the optimizing of your accounts and just getting everything set up. And we create subdomains that forward to the main domain to host your email accounts on. This is because the last thing you want is your main domain getting burned and not be able to email off of it at all. So the subdomains do not have a direct effect on your primary domain, like the example I gave before. So there's 2 domain registers. I know everyone knows, like GoDaddy and Squarespace and all those type of things, but these are the 2 we use. I mean, this is the one I use. It's called Pork Bun. Pretty good pricing. It's reasonable, and it's very easy kind of to change all your DNS records and set up and everything without any headache at all. And also Cloudflare, right? Because they're like interconnected, let's say. But these are the 2 I would recommend. I personally use Pork Bun, and I'm going to show you guys all of that first-hand experience. So we use Pork Bun for ourselves and our clients, and so far haven't had any issues, and they're inexpensive, right? I think it's $10.37 for a .com on Pork Bun, and GoDaddy will charge you $22.99. So it's one domain's okay, but think about it logically. If you're buying 25, the extra $10 is going to be an extra $2.50, and you could see how that works. So for all of our accounts, we use .com domains because we believe they're most reputable, or most people believe they're most reputable out of all the others. Now, they don't theoretically damage your deliverability at all, let's say compared to like .biz, .info, but overall looks more professional, right? So this is the video that I have attached in the document where I go over how to have the best email deliverability. I'm going to jump right into it. So the domain purchasing process, right? So we're going to go to Pork Bun and create your account, and you will be asked for verification, right? So if you're a business owner looking to have a cold email agency do this for you, these are some steps you could take. The cold emails agency, so they can sign in and purchase domains, you could do that there, or you could put your own email address if you don't mind having the agency logging into it. So we're going to skip a little bit over this because I already have an account. So but we need to add a payment method to Pork Bun so you could actually buy the domain. So what you're going to do is when you log in, right, I'll kind of take us there now. When you log in, right, up here it'll say account. Then what you want to do is settings and billing. So when you go to settings and billing, you'll be able to update your card here. It'll prompt you with this, and you could add a payment method. So this is where you enter your details. Then if you are having an agency do this for you, you could just send the login details over to the agency so they can purchase the domains for you. Now, buying the domains is where we're going to get those subdomains I was telling you about, right? It's related to your main one, forwards to your main one, but isn't your main one. So we're going to go back to the home screen of Pork Bun and search for your domains, and you can even do it in bulk, right? You could just add and add and add and add. So as I said, agency.com, you could try these subdomains, try agency, grow agency, use agency. So search for your domain name. We are, let's think. Grow with Dulce Media. So you can kind of search here. Bam. Right? Oh, it's .it. I don't want .it. Bam. So there's actually a first year sale, but you can see renews at 1037, and this is again per year. I'm gonna see if I come up something a little shorter. Let me just use my brain for like 35 seconds. All right, so actually I thought about it for a little bit. We're just gonna go with this one. Just gonna make search, right? Grow with dulcemedia.com. So we added it to our cart. So after you add it to your cart, right, you're gonna purchase it, obviously. So we're gonna go in here. Let me just pause it just in case it shows my credit card details. I'll be right back. All right, so we are live and back, and it is purchased. So after you buy it, right, we want to obviously immediately redirect all the domains to yours or your client's main domain. So when you're back on the main screen, you just head to account, then click domain management. Then up here, pending initial setup, please refresh to check the status. It shouldn't take very long. I think it takes like a couple of minutes. All right, I'm gonna unpause as soon as it's ready. All right, so we are back in action. It is all ready to go. Took about maybe a couple more minutes. So we're gonna go to domain management, right? And you're gonna see all of them lined up. Now, obviously, if this is a brand new account, you could just click this, and this will tick all of them. But we just have this one, so we're just gonna highlight this one, and you're gonna go to bulk actions, general bulk actions, right? Then you have the one domain here, and you're gonna do URL forwarding, right? So here, you could just leave this blank, just like that. You could just do forward traffic to dulcemedia.com and make it a permanent redirect. Now, I'll just show you guys here just in case. It goes over the same thing. Select bulk actions, go to URL forwarding. You could leave that blank and just do permanent redirect. Once you do submit, you're all set to go. Your domain is set up. Nice and easy. All right, now we're going to get into the fun part, buying and setting up the email accounts in Office 365. This is easily the most tedious part of this. Now, the domains was obviously very simple, as I just showed you guys. We'll keep this open right here for now. So, you have to create a Microsoft admin account to hold your email accounts. You could add up to 20 email inboxes per Microsoft admin account. So, for example, as I told you before, we run at 50. So, since we have 50, we're going to need 3 accounts, right? 20, 20, and 10. Now, in the link of the document, it takes you right to where you need to go. It's this one on the left right here. The Microsoft 365 Basic. You could just click Buy Now. It'll take you here. Log out, create account. All right. So, I just did the whole thing, and it was on pause still. So, that's really awkward. So, I'm just going to go over the photo aspect of this. So, inside the account, right, it's going to ask you to set up your subscription, your sign-in details, add payment, and confirm the order. How many people is this for? This is where you throw your email box amounts, right? If you're having, what is it called? If you're having 20 inboxes, you throw that here. Then from this point on, it's going to ask you to tell a little bit about yourself. Just go through it, fill in your information, the business phone number. They will send a verification. So you want to make sure that it's a number you have access to, and company size, you put 5 to 9 people. And then you click submit. Next is you'll set up a sign-in to the account, enter a username, which you can put as yours or your client's first name, or however you want to mix it up. Then a domain name, use one of the domains you just bought, right? So username, we put Alex at growwithdulcemedia.onmicrosoft.com. So you don't actually put the .com after Dulce Media because it's already a .onmicrosoft.com. And this is just for your admin account. So then you'll make a password and sign into the admin account. Now this is your login details for managing all of the email accounts that we add to this account, right? So as I mentioned, you enter the quantity of licenses you want, which is the inboxes. And if you want 20 on the Microsoft account, select 20. Then you enter your payment details and place the order. And the first user is an admin login, right? That we just mentioned. So this is what you'll use to log in. If you are sending this to a cold email agency or outbound agency, whoever works your emails, you're going to want to send them the login information. Next up, we are going to remove the license because it automatically assigns a license to the .onmicrosoft.com account. Obviously, we're not going to be sending emails off of that account, so we actually do not want to do that. So what you're going to do is click on user, click on licenses and apps, unselect the box of the business basics, and then you click save, right? So, for example, this is where I left off. You would come in here, select your account, manage apps and services, or not manage apps and services, I so lied. You would hit the 3 lines and unassign license. So, after you did that, we have your extra license, and we're going to add the domain. So, you're going to come over to Microsoft, and you're going to type in domains. You're going to click here. Then we're going to click add domain. So, in this step, we're going to add the domain that we just bought. So, it was growwithdulcemedia.com. Use this domain. And we are going to add a TXT record to the domain's DNS records, right? We're going to make sure that our domains are properly set up and optimized. So when we send emails, we are getting to where we need to go. So it's going to bring you up to the screen where it says add a record to verify your ownership. This is where you're going to flip back and forth between pork bun adding these records to your to your domain. So it verifies that obviously you own it, because anybody could buy a domain. So the more security you have, the better. All right. So what we're going to want to do is we're going to take this TXT value right here, right? Then we're going to paste it into pork bun and just save. So we're going to come here, back to pork bun, and click DNS on our record. Type TXT. See TXT name at or skip if not provided by provider. So this just says leave blank because you don't need to put anything there. So we'll just paste that there. And the TTL is going to be 3600. Okay, just like that, you click add and you are good to go. So that's the first record set up. After that, it's going to give you an MX record, CNAME record, and a TXT record. Now, to do cold email, you don't really need to understand any of how in-depthly all these records affect your domain. So just setting it up is pretty much the most you need to know. You're going to hit verify after. And then it's going to say, how do you want to connect your domain? We're going to add our own DNS record, so we'll click continue. Sometimes, if you use GoDaddy, it'll say, oh, we'll set it up with GoDaddy, that type of thing. All right. So we are here, and this is where, as I mentioned, so you have the MX record, CNAME record, TXT record, all right here. So exactly laid out as I have these 3 screenshots, this is what it's going to look like. Your MX with the answer. Down here is the CNAME with the host name here and an answer. And then the TXT is just the answer. So let's do that really quickly. MX. Make sure when you do this too, you have the correct type at the top. So make sure we're doing MX here, answer. I just want to make sure it's TTL 1 hour. Copy. Paste. Just want to make sure that was right. 3600 seconds. All right, then add. It's done. Then we're going to come back here, paste that in the answer. And it's very simple. It's nothing like very hard to comprehend or understand. It just takes a little bit. And with this guide, it should be fairly simple that... Wait, see, I just said we just screwed up. I just added that as an MX record on accident. I'm yapping. So now we got to fix that. Right here. It's this one, the auto discover. We do not want that as an MX record. So as I just mentioned before, this is why it's very important to pay attention when you set this up. So I'm actually almost glad that I messed up. So remember, we're going to switch this to CNAME now and throw that in there. So that's a CNAME. The next up we have the TXT. So we're going to do another text record with that answer and add. Okay, so just like that, that is all set up. So we're going to go back to our admin account, and we should get a domain setup is complete. I hope so, please. Proceeding, checking DNS records. Shouldn't take too long, couple seconds. Go back and forth with the server. Verify that, these records are actually coming back as complete. Okay, that scared me. I was like, oh no, I really did mess up. Okay, so domain setup is complete. Perfect. So as I mentioned before, hit done. Healthy and healthy. Or you would only have one. I have my other domain here. So then I have my other ones in the other account. So go back to your Microsoft. We already went over that. So now you're going to repeat this process for the other domains that you buy. So if you have, obviously, 20 domains or 20 email inboxes per account, right? You're going to want to do this for the rest of your 10 domains and any additional admin account you have after that. Now, we will add the DKIM and DMARC records to your domain. Now, make sure to enable DKIM about 20 to 30 minutes after adding to your DNS records. This does take a little bit of time, but if you're doing this in bulk, then slowly as you keep doing it, and you could start at the first one, big verify DKIM, and as you go down the line. So we're going to go in here, search, type DKIM. I didn't mean to actually hit the search. It should pop up on its own right here in Microsoft 365 Defender. Loading. All right. So now that we're here, we are going to need to generate a DKIM record for our domain. This is obviously the one we're using, Grow with Dulce Media. And we're going to create the DKIM keys. So after it generates these, publish CNAMEs, like so, add the following CNAME records to your DNS provider and return back, right? So this is what we need to add as CNAMEs. So we're going to copy. We're going to come back here. Right, and this is what it'll look. Just like what I copied. It will look just like that. So let's go to DNS. CNAME. It's going to paste it all. So let's grab a quick doc. So we're going to copy this one. I need pork bun. So we're going to put this in the host. Points at the value. We're going to copy this. Put this as your answer. Then add. Same thing here. Select their 2. Put this here. And put this here. All right. Perfect. So DKIM is all set up. Then repeat for the second time. Then sometimes it may take a few hours to configure. As soon as they're ready, you're going to want to turn on by using this button, right? It'll say sign messages for this domain with DKIM signatures right here. We'll see. I'll give it a try. It might take a little bit. Yeah, client error. So it's going to take a little bit. We'll check at the end, but for now, we could kind of leave that. But just don't forget about that. That's very important. Don't forget to turn that on. So now we're going to add the DMARC record. So we're going to head back inside of pork bun, and we're going to add this record right here, the DMARC record, under TXT. So let's head to TXT, DMARC, add, boom. So that pretty much does it, honestly, for all your domain records and keys. So you're going to save and repeat this for all of the other domains that you have at this point. Then once you're done repeating all those steps, you're going to come back to creating the email accounts, right? So now the domains are good. We're going to actually add the email account. So we're going to go to manage users, and we're going to add a user. So I'll leave this over here for now, and this is the one we're working out of. So we're going to go to users, active users, and here's where you want to make an account, right? So add account. So this is where we're going to set up the basics. Put my name, display name, it's fine. Then username, grow with Dulce Media. So for this account, we will do Alexander. Full name, Alexander Woung. You could, I mean, here I would do abbreviations of my name like Alex W, Alex Woung, Alexander W, Alexander Woung, whatever you like. So instead of automatically create a password, we're not going to do that and require this user to change their password when they first sign. So password, you know, you could do kind of whatever, like strong. So you're good there. Then you're going to go to next, and we're actually going to give them the license, right? So we actually can send emails. So here, it'll pop up right here. It'll say Microsoft 360 Business Basics. Depending on the amount of licenses you buy, this will vary. And you just click that, and you assign the license and hit next, finish adding, and we're good. So now we're going to need to disable the security on your admin account, because when you keep adding all these emails, it's going to ask for 2 factors, and that's going to be very frustrating, especially when you're bulk adding emails. Let's say we're going to upload it smartly. You do not have to sign into every single one of these accounts. And during this process as well, I like creating Google Sheets. You can use whatever you want, but create a Google Sheet right here. You just type user, pass, or then you could just to the left, you could do account. So then you have, for example, the admin login. You put your login here, password here, then you do email account 1. So then you just have all the logins in one place. And of course, you know, if you use the same password, you know, you could go like that and replicate it. But that's what I would do. I think this is, you know, I love Google Sheets, so keeps it very efficient for you. So we're going to go to identity. then properties, and then we're going to turn off the security default settings. So, okay, this is done. So we're going to go now to identity. I keep searching it on accident. And we're just going to click in here. It takes you to the admin center. We're going to go to properties, and it's going to be all the way at the bottom, right? So you're not going to see it. It's this like blue link right here. And security defaults are going to take from enabled to disabled. And you have to pick a reason. It doesn't really matter, honestly, which one. Then you're going to hit save. It's going to ask you one more time. Then you're going to click disable. So now you won't be asked to do that two-factor every time. And then we're going to want to add profile pictures to our email accounts, right? So it doesn't just, look up as the bland old emails or email logo. So we're going to go ahead to this link. Make sure you're logged in with the right account. Yeah, this is the link. Okay. So then you're going to click on user, and you could change your photo. So if I click users here, all users, you should be able to see it right here. Here we go. Alexander Woung, and just click this right here, and you could drag and drop any photo. We'll go through here. Here's my face. Upload, and bam. We are looking loud and proud. Refresh it maybe. There you go. Loud and proud. Alexander Woung at growwithdulcemedia.com. Now, that's it. We have completely set up everything that we need to set up for your email. Your accounts are ready to go. Probably like 20-some minutes. So you could just imagine this gets a little bit tedious. Now, private infrastructure will do this all for you, right? Automatically, for every account, it will do it all for you. But for that simple factor, it's unreliable. I prefer not to recommend it. Now, here's a little advice as well. You guys can hire a VA, right? A virtual assistant. You could type out a really good SOP, and you could have them do this for you. Let's say, if you're just starting out, it's not going to kill you to do it, but if you're signing clients rapidly, you could always get a VA to manually do all this process for you to take that burden off your plate. All right, so uploading email accounts into Smart Lead. Now it's time for the fun part to actually get going with sending. So you're going to come over to smartlead.ai and you're going to sign in, right? Or you're going to create an account. So once you create an account, on the left side, it'll say email accounts. So from this point on, you want to hit email accounts and add accounts right here, right? It's going to bring you up. There's a bulk edition option, but normally I just kind of go this Outlook option here, and we're going to connect the account. Now, this is where that login comes in necessary, right? So you're going to use another account. Then you're going to sign in with that email address, which is, Alexander Woung at growwithdulcemedia.com. I'm in. It was the password that I said I wasn't going to use, but for some reason my brain automatically used it. So that's where I got a little mixed up. So you just click accept. Email connection success. Our accounts are all set up. I just want to let you guys know also I went back here to have the DKIM signatures enabled, and that is good. That's okay there. So we are done. We're all set up. So from this point on, I like to start out, I do 10 messages a day. And here you include your signature. Again, guys, if you get a chance, watch my how to have the best deliverability video. Not to have any fancy email signatures or anything like that, because that does hurt your deliverability in terms of hitting the inbox. Here, you could just throw in whatever you want, pretty much. Normally, I'm a best regards type of guy. So, I can't spell. And, just throw in all your details. Phone number. And so on. So, no, I'll make it proper, actually. I don't want to be lazy. I'll make it proper. And you want to make sure this is not a link. Unlink it. That would be very bad. 732-732-8899. All right. So just like that, then you click save, and you are done. So, save successfully. You'll see it at the top here. Alexander Woung at growwithdulcemedia.com. And that concludes. Oh, I almost skipped the part. So you also have to enable domain tracking. So once you head back into your once you hop into your general, scroll down here and you want to make sure you use a custom tracking domain. So we are going to have open sled track as it. So you want to come back over here. And also, guys, if you're interested, you can click this tag button and you can apply a label. So you could click the check mark and it's going to apply a label. So you could sort them out by client. Now you click on DNS. We're going to add a CNAME. Host is going to be open sled track. I'm so sorry. The answer is going to be open sled track. Host name is just going to be email tracking. I almost switched the two around. All right. Then, just like this, we're going to go back to Smart Lead and we can verify instantly whether it is added or not. Now, you're going to want to do the email tracking with your domain name, right? So throughout the guide, I use tridulcemedia. So it'd be emailtracking.tridulcemedia.com with the HTTP in front of it. I guess I forgot that when I typed it. So that's HTTP. Then we're going to do grow with Dulce Media. And we should be all set to go, right? .com, sorry. Should be all set to go. Oh, check status. And you should say CNAME verified. So at this point, you are completely set up. Your accounts are ready to go. Now, what happens after that your accounts are ready? You have to begin a 14-day warm-up process. Remember, we just made this email account, right? Literally like on video like 10, 15 minutes ago, right? So if I just went out right now and just started sending 50, 100 emails, Outlook's going to think that's extremely, extremely suspicious. So what we do to prevent this is in our sending tool with Smart Lead, there's a warm-up section, right? So what that pretty much means is that it takes your email and starts sending emails, right, to other accounts warming up. And they mark each other not as spam. It's a pretty cool, intricate process. So I'm not going to go fully in depth into it today, but I will make another video going into a lot of detail on the warm-up process. But pretty much it means to break in your new email accounts, right? You have to warm them up. Your accounts are added to a pool of other email accounts warming up. They send emails back and forth to each other and automatically mark each other not as spam. And this goes on for a period of 14 days to ensure that your accounts are ready for sending with the best deliverability. So the best chance your email hits the inbox possible. So what you want to do is if you have all of them, you're going to bulk select it. Now let me tell you guys a little something. If you have 20 plus email accounts, please make sure to scroll down and render all your accounts. I'm going to show you exactly what I mean here. If I go to email account, right, there's 51 emails now in this account. So if I click check all, right, 51, and bulk update, you know, you're going to do your thing. But what you need to make sure is watch this. If I scroll down, boom, it didn't select these accounts. So watch if I do it again, at 40 records selected, scroll down, see, and it's still populating all these accounts. So we just have this one in the example, so we'll just do bulk update here. You're going to enable bulk warm-up update status. Make sure that's set to active. Total number of warm-up emails per day. We're going to be sending 50. That's kind of the sweet mark. I don't like to go any more than that. We're also going to enable bulk daily ramp-up, which pretty much that means, so as we put before, it's going to start out at 10 emails today. Tomorrow, it's going to be 15 emails. Then 2 days from now, it's going to be at 20 emails, and so on. And randomize number of warm-up emails per day. We're just going to put this at 50, our max, and let's do 35. So this essentially means, obviously, humans have an inconsistent path of sending emails, right? I mean, maybe there's some people who do, but for the general public, you don't send the exact number of emails every single day, right? So this randomizer pretty much sends, today I'll send 36 emails, maybe tomorrow I'll send 43, maybe the day after I'll send 35. So it kind of bounces around in that area. I put all these settings here for you guys as well, so you have them. Things change from time to time in the cold email world. There's really no defined settings. These are just what I use, and I feel like that we've have the best results with. But You can monkey around with it yourself if you want. Reply rate, we'll do 12. Your custom warm-up identifier tag, this will automatically get populated by SmartLead. And you're just going to enable this auto adjust warm-up sending ratio. Then click save. And as soon as you did that, you are done. You could come into here and you could check it out. This will be your warm-up process. Look enabled on June 10th, 2024. So if today is June 10th, our emails will be done by June 24th. All right. Now, last but not least, you can add a couple tags as well. So you can differentiate. You can see how I have these two tags. So what you want to do is select your accounts, then do bulk update and management. So here you can create tags. So we're going to do warming up until 6/24. We're going to add that as a new tag. And we're also going to give the Dulce Media tag. Save. And just like that, you're done. So you can easily see now, color code it. Your yellows are Dulce Media, and this one's warming up till 6/24. You don't have to do that. I just like to do that just so I could have peace of mind. Like, okay, this was done on the 14th. This was done on the 24th type of thing. And that is it. So you guys just learned how to do the entire beginning basic setup of your cold email campaigns. Now, I know we did go in depth about getting the basics of everything started, but there's a lot more to your cold email success, including crafting the right message, testing different approaches, creating and positioning your offers, effective call to actions, understanding your audience's readiness to engage, building and segmenting lead lists, and managing your personal brand beyond the first email. Now, if you're interested, having a done-for-you entire process where you only pay based on the qualified calls that we deliver to your calendar. That means people who show up to the call, people who can afford your services, who are in your target area, and hold decision-making power. Then let's set up a time for us to talk. You could book a call with us, link in the description or at the end of the document. Even if it's just 30 minutes, you just want to get some insight, I'll be more than glad to help you guys out. Or if you even have any questions, you can leave them down below. And with that being said, it was a pleasure, and I hope we have a blessed rest of our day. See you guys in the next one.